I'm Ken Shigley, President-elect of the State Bar of Georgia. On behalf of our 42,000 members, I want to welcome you to the profession that you've spent so much time and effort, and blood and sweat, and tears, and student loans and parents' money preparing to enter. Now, all Georgia lawyers are members of the State Bar, so I don't need to recruit anybody. But I do urge you to promptly take advantage of the opportunities for networking and professional growth, initially in the younger lawyers division and then going from there. There are some things we have to offer that will be of use to you immediately beyond that. You get free legal research as a member of the bar. As law students, you're used to having the opportunity to use Westlaw and Lexis like water. Well, we've got Fast Case starting next month that you can use like water. And then if you're having to hang a shingle like I did many years ago, we have a law practice management program to help you figure out how to do it, because they don't teach you how to practice law in law school. There are 3.5 points I want to make this morning. First, treat your profession as a calling. Second, keep learning. Third, keep balance in your life. And 3.5, always go to the bathroom before you go to the courtroom. Some things are timeless. First, calling. Most of us started law school with some sense of optimism and idealism. Over time and with experience and knowledge, that is, shall we say, tempered. But rather than sinking into cynicism, I urge you to cultivate a mature sense of calling in your profession. There are few occupations that offer as much opportunity and such varied opportunity for service to humankind as the law. And if you develop a mature sense of calling about that, you can pursue that in directions and paths that may be completely beyond your imagination today. Remember that most of our worst mistakes are mathematical. We miscalculate the brevity of life and the length of eternity. When I was a young assistant DA, I shared an office, and in fact a desk, with another young lawyer who had great plans and aspirations. He hydroplaned into a tree at 29. You don't know how long it's going to last. Several other speakers have talked about pro bono opportunities. Embrace the opportunity to work with people who are hurting and to be problem solvers and not just gladiators. I spend most of my days when I'm not doing this unpaid bar gig as a trial lawyer. So the gladiator hat's easy for me to wear. You know, you show me a tractor trailer and I'll show you how to sue it. But some of your best opportunities are to help people who are hurting. The second point is to keep learning. Law schools do a great job of teaching law as an academic discipline. They don't do such a good job of teaching you to practice law. That begins now. You need to seek out mentors, and you need to take continuing education very, very seriously. The bar has a mandatory mentoring program and mandatory CLE, but those are just the bare minimums for licensing. To excel, you need to go far beyond that. You are entering the practice of law in an extraordinary time. Changes in technology, economic stress, global economic competition, market competition, will force more change in our profession in the next decade than we've seen in the past century. You will very quickly see new business models in the practice of law and delivery of legal services. You will see outsourcing of legal work to other countries, India and China. You will see the way law firms bill for their work change dramatically to reward efficiency rather than simply billable hours. You will have to develop core competencies they do not teach in law school, quantitative, management skills, and so forth. If you keep learning and can surf that wave of change, you can do extremely well. And you can come up with innovations I cannot possibly imagine. If you do not continue learning, you'll be toast. The third, balance in life. There's a study of 104 occupations, rating them by rates of clinical depression. Guess who's number one? We are. We're number one. We're also number one in alcohol. There's a study that shows that 13% of lawyers have 6 or more alcoholic drinks per day. Now, I enjoy going to the meeting at the bar as much as anybody, but it can be a problem. So guard yourself from getting on the slippery slope. And if you have a friend or colleague who is sliding down that slippery slope, the state bar, has a lawyer's assistance program, and I urge you to think very hard about whether you need to arrange an intervention with that friend. I had a friend that I'd known since high school who I poured back into his room at bar conventions. I got him out of trouble when he was, screwed up and was malpractice. Fixed it for him. I was an enabler. I wish I'd done an intervention before it was too late to save him and his career. So be your brothers and sisters' keeper in that regard. Now, at the risk of sounding like your mom, I will say, eat right, get enough sleep and exercise. If you neglect that over time, the stress and long hours of law practice can be deadly. Leave room in your life for the people you love, for your significant others, etc. I didn't start doing all this bar stuff till my last child was out of the house. I did a lot of hands-on dad stuff. No success at work is worth failure at home. So allocate your time accordingly. When this sojourn ends, you won't regret spending a little more time with your family, with your spouse and your kids, and a little less time at the office. So, calling, lifelong learning, balance in life, go to the bathroom before you go to the courtroom, and if you know somebody who's getting hit by that tractor trailer, call me. I've still got to make a living. God bless you all.